So Bridgerton star Adjoa Andoh caused a stir after some remarks she made about the royal family. This is what she said.
We've gone from the rich diversity of the Abbey to a terribly white balcony. I'm very struck by that.
I am so shocked, disgusted. That's not just vile bigotry. That's racism, plain and simple. She should lose her job and we should cancel her. Her comments unsurprisingly triggered all the gammons, including the very divorced Lawrence Fox. He tweeted, "I didn't mean to be racist. That's the defense? Well, you are. You are so lucky you live in a country which hates itself so much that you will be forgiven, like all other actors of colour who came before. As I said on Question Time, it's boring." Now, Leo Kearse, who's had to label himself a comedian literally in his name, he says he does it for ironic reasons, but it's because no one actually thinks he's a comedian. He wrote this: "What's racist today? Today, Adjoa Andoh is racist, but it's okay because she was racist against white people. Let me tell you, you fucking gammons, you can't be racist against white people in this country." Oh my god, I just said something really offensive. Let the right-wing snowflakes froth at the mouth at what I just said. This is why critical race theory needs to be taught, because no one seems to understand how racism works. It's simply not using slurs and derogatory words against people with a different skin colour. It's the whole context and history behind it. If white people were enslaved in this country for hundreds and hundreds of years, then come back to me. We are in a predominantly white nation, but it's not just that it's a white nation, but it's a nation through colonialism in which it thrived through a system of racial exploitation. The wealth and power largely came from other nations of colour. Not only that, but we still continue to treat minority groups less than our white counterparts. You will never, despite what the freaks at GB News think, will be discriminated against for simply being white. Now, levelling the playing field is not discrimination. But I don't know if you've heard this quote before, but it's pretty damn accurate. For those who are privileged, equality feels like oppression, which, to be honest, I have a criticism of the word privilege because I think people too often use it without class analysis, because it's kind of hard to try and convince a white working class or destitute person as being privileged. However, what we're talking about here is not class, even though class and racial issues are intertwined. That's not the focus. Now, what Andoh said was factually correct. They are white. She was making the point that the royal was not representative of the country. That's literally not a controversial thing to say. Now, of course, my criticism of her is the fact that she still clearly supports the monarchy in some way. I mean, she was on TV and she was at the ceremony. And I mean, she's not particularly an outspoken Republican. So it's kind of pointless for her to bring it up. Like, if you're not going to talk about the ridiculous archaic system of monarchism, then what's the point? But apart from that, it wasn't offensive. It was literally just an observation. But all these right-wing losers who for the last 5-10 years have always banged on about the left being sensitive, always offended, are just projecting, because the most sensitive people in politics are literally right-wingers.